Right now, deep inside your brain, your corpus callosum is rationing signal, and the neurosurgeons who mapped it admit they cannot tell you how much you are already losing. This is the bridge between your brain's two halves. And right now, in research hospitals around the world, scientists are studying patients born without one at all, and some of those patients are outperforming you on cognitive tests. That should stop you cold. Here is what that means for you personally. Your corpus callosum fires billions of signals per second, ferrying information between the left and right hemispheres of your brain. Every time you shift from emotional reasoning to logic, from creativity to analysis, that handoff runs through this structure. When it degrades, you do not feel it. The signals slow. The handoffs get sloppy. You call it brain fog. You call it losing your thread mid-sentence. You blame your sleep, your diet, your phone. But the part nobody publishes is that this structure begins measurably thinning in your late 20s, without injury, without disease, under sustained stress and chronic sleep compression. And the researchers who confirmed it admit they have no method to reverse it. I'm going to give you the one rule that interrupts this. But first you need to understand exactly what is happening inside your skull. Picture two executives running your brain from separate rooms. One handles language, logic, and sequencing. The other handles spatial awareness, emotional tone, and intuition. Your corpus callosum is the hallway connecting them, 300 million nerve fibers wrapped in myelin firing in coordinated sequence. When it works fully, you cannot tell the executives apart. Thinking feels seamless and fast. Now picture someone born without that hallway entirely. No corpus callosum. Agenesis, the medical term. These individuals exist. Thousands of them working, raising children, sitting across from doctors who had no idea until a brain scan said otherwise. And here is where neuroscience cracked open. Many of them score within normal range on standard cognitive tests. Their brains found back channels, the anterior and posterior commissures, hairline threads compared to the highway that should have been there. Same missing structure, wildly different outcomes. And the reason is not what any researcher predicted. The scientists published this quietly, because what it implies is uncomfortable. The corpus callosum is not the only pathway. The brain holds redundant roots, but whether those roots activate has nothing to do with anatomy. It depends on what you trained yourself to do before the degradation began. The individuals who compensated most completely were not the most intelligent on paper. They were the ones who spent years in environments forcing both hemispheres to activate at the same time. Music, certain sports, specific forms of practice. The brain built the back channels before it needed them. And the experts are explicit. They cannot build those channels for you retroactively. We are almost at the rule. But there is one more thing they buried that changes everything. And this is where every piece of popular advice completely fails you. You are told to focus, to single task, to optimize one cognitive mode at a time. That is exactly wrong. Single tasking collapses bilateral signaling. It lets one executive run the meeting while the other goes dark. The back channels atrophy from disuse, just like any circuit that stops carrying load. The individuals born without a corpus callosum who compensated best were not meditating in silence. They were not processing one input at a time. They were doing the one thing nobody tells high performers to do. They were forcing both hemispheres to work simultaneously. And right now, the window to do the same thing in your brain is still open, but it is narrowing every year you do not use it. Here is the exact rule. The high performers who have figured this out, surgeons, chess grandmasters, elite musicians, they pair a bilateral physical demand with a cognitive demand. Simultaneously, not sequentially. A grandmaster who walks while processing board positions. A surgeon who plays piano cross-handed daily, not to relax, but to force left-right signal traffic at speed. A language learner who writes with the non-dominant hand while reading aloud. What they are doing without knowing the neuroscience is loading the anterior commissure, the back channel. They are thickening it through repeated bilateral use. The pattern is always the same. Cross-body movement, moderate cognitive load, daily exposure. Not hours, 12 minutes, but both hemispheres simultaneously under actual load. The individuals born without a corpus callosum who never compensated did not miss a surgery. They missed the years of bilateral training. That window still exists in your brain right now. The back route is still open. Tonight, before you sleep, do this. Take one problem you are trying to solve or one thing you need to remember. Do something that crosses the midline of your body at the same time, alternating knee to elbow, non-dominant hand writing, bilateral taps. Run both for 12 minutes. You will feel awkward. That friction is signal traffic, the back channel activating under load. Do it tonight. The redundancy builds slowly. But it builds. The corpus callosum is not the only structure quietly losing ground. There is a second region, older, smaller, buried deeper. That determines whether any of this compensation is even biologically possible. And the damage there starts earlier than anyone has told you, earlier than you would want to know.